They told us never to go near the Black Hollow Forest after sunset, not because of animals, not because people got lost, but because of the door. No one knew where it came from. Deep in the forest, miles away from any road or village, there was a wooden door standing completely alone between the trees. No walls, no house, just a door, upright in the dirt, as if something invisible had once been built around it. Most people in the nearby village believed it was some kind of old prank or forgotten art project, but the older villagers knew better. They said the door had been there for longer than anyone could remember, and they said one thing very clearly: never open it. Of course, people tried. Years ago, a group of hikers found it while exploring the forest. According to the story, they joked about how strange it looked and decided to open it. Only one of them came back. When rescuers found him wandering near the road hours later, he was barefoot, shaking, and repeating the same sentence over and over. They followed me out. They followed me out. He was taken to a hospital. He never explained what he saw, and he refused to speak again for the rest of his life. After that, locals started avoiding the forest completely. But curiosity is a powerful thing. Last autumn, 3 university students decided to investigate the legend. They were documenting strange folklore locations across Europe for a small YouTube channel. When they heard about the door in Black Hollow Forest, they thought it would make the perfect episode. They entered the forest just before sunset. The camera they brought recorded most of what happened. At first, everything looked normal. Tall trees, thick fog, the sound of wind through branches. Then, about 40 minutes into their hike, the camera picked up something strange. A door, standing exactly as the stories described it. Old, dark, covered in scratches. One of the students laughed. "Okay, that's actually creepy." Another walked closer and knocked on it. The sound echoed strangely through the forest, as if it had hit something hollow behind it. They checked around the door. Nothing, no building, no walls, just forest. One of them said something that people still argue about in the comments under the recovered footage. He said, "Why does it feel like something on the other side just heard that?" The group laughed nervously. Then the bravest one grabbed the handle. The camera caught the moment clearly. The handle moved. The door slowly creaked open, and behind it was complete darkness. Not the normal darkness of night, something deeper, like looking into an empty room with no end. The camera struggled to focus. For a few seconds, no one spoke. Then one of them whispered, "Do you hear that?" At first, it sounded like wind, but when they increased the audio later, they realized it was something else. Whispers, many voices, soft, overlapping, and getting closer. The student holding the camera stepped forward slightly. The footage shook. Inside the darkness, something moved. Not clearly, just shapes, tall shapes, like silhouettes standing far away. Watching, the whispers grew louder. One of the students suddenly shouted, "Close it, close the door." But before anyone could move, one of the shapes stepped forward. The camera distorted. The audio cracked. And for a single frame, something appeared in the doorway. A pale face. Too tall, too thin, with eyes that reflected the camera light like an animal's. The students screamed. The footage turned chaotic. Branches snapping, running footsteps, heavy breathing. The camera fell to the ground, but it kept recording. And for the next 30 seconds, something else stepped through the door. The forest went completely silent. No wind, no insects, nothing. Then slowly, something walked past the fallen camera. You never see it fully. Only long legs, too long, and fingers that almost touch the ground. The recording ends when the battery dies. 2 of the students were found the next morning near the edge of the forest, terrified, but alive. They refused to speak about what happened. The 3rd student was never found. When search teams went back to the location, the door was gone. No footprints. No marks in the ground. Nothing. But sometimes, late at night, people who live near the forest say they hear something strange outside their houses. A knock, 3 times, slow, patient, and when they check the door, no one is there, except for muddy footprints leading away from the forest.